So you ever get home and you're just hungry? Everyone else is hungry and you want to cook something fast, but you want it to be tasty and good? Today's one of those days. It's Tuesday. Normally we'd like to go out somewhere for Taco Tuesday, but we're not feeling it in our house. So I'm going to go ahead and instead of Taco Tuesday, we're going to have Tostada Tuesday. I've got this seasoning here. This is from Goya. It's adobo seasoning. It's absolutely amazing. And we've got these tostadas. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these over to the grill. And I'm going to go ahead and cook them under and on fire. So I've got the fire going on the grill here. I've got cast iron skillet over here on the left hand side. And I've got our chicken thighs. We use chicken thighs because they have better flavor. The darker meats will tend to taste less processed and more natural. Also grill up some of these bell peppers. A nice sweet vegetable. We're going to see if we can char them a little bit. And we're going to cook them in a little bit of olive oil. Going to add some salt and make a colorful enhancement to our tostadas. If you cut off the bottom here, you can expose these white lines here. These give the bell pepper a little bit of a bitterness, and if you cut down in at an angle, you can get rid of all of that whiteness. It's kind of like a pith of the sweet bell pepper. All right, good stuff. Now we're going to cut the pepper to something that's going to be usable in a bite-sized manner, okay? Everything on the tostada's got to be able to be handled in a fashion that isn't too big, because if you make it too big, it's going to be messy and awkward on top of the tostada itself. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut these down, and if you notice, everything's going to be in a manageable size. If you can cut more than one piece at one time, it's going to save you a lot of time, effort, and energy. So it's going to make some quick work on this here. Make some things a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to handle. All right, you can hear that starting to sizzle and cook. So the cast iron's going to do its job. Add a little bit of olive oil in there, just to speed up and accelerate the cooking process. We're going to go ahead and we're going to turn the chicken thighs. So we got some great grill markings happening on them. This is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to taste it. With vegetables when you grill them is garlic. Okay? Got some garlic here. Some people, what they'll do is they'll peel it and then they'll spend all types of time trying to get it just perfect. One of the techniques that I've learned is just go ahead and smash it. The peeling comes off, and then all you have to do is worry about mincing the garlic from that point. So that can be a quick time saver. All right, so what I'm going to do with this garlic here is I'm going to dice it up, and then I'm going to put it in with the bell pepper. So as you can see, the cast iron's really hot. I've got the garlic in there and it's roasting and toasting. And as you can see, the peppers are starting to get that blackened texture to them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross grate the chicken. I'm going to change the direction that the grill grate is running across it to give it a nice char pattern. On the onion, I went ahead and I took the ends off. We're going to go ahead and we're going to dice up some onion here, because what's south of the border dish isn't complete without onion. Most of them. It's a great way to add some flavor and some depth without having to go explosive on the heat itself. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this up nice and small. We're going to go with half of an onion because we don't need to overpower anything. Actually, we're going to go with a little less than that. If you go across the onion layer, of course you'll get smaller pieces, okay? And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the chopped onion, and we're going to go ahead and finish frying that and cooking that in the skillet with the green pepper. The garlic, the green pepper, the red pepper, all caramelizing together. I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to put it into a bowl to kind of set, and people can put it on as a topping as they want to. As you can see, did you start?
Yes, sir.
As you can see, it came out caramelized beautifully. One of the best things I love about summer is the different possibilities. We even have some tomatoes that we're putting in the dish from our tomato vines that we grew ourselves. Feels kind of good to be a homeowner and able to do certain things. That's definitely one of the highlights about cooking from home during the summer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dice this up. So you can see, you need a nice sharp knife. Things go well when you can do things in layers. Then you can get a lot more of the smaller pieces that you need for these tostadas. It's not like you want to throw a complete ring of a tomato slice directly on top of your tostada. That never looks great, and it's very seldom as appealing as you might think from the get-go. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do smaller slices that are going to give us more manageable pieces as we continue to dice. Go ahead and stop. Now, what tostada does not have lettuce on it? So I have a head of romaine here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dice it up into small pieces. Because it's a tostada, it isn't a lettuce wrap, so we're not going to be ridiculous about anything, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it into this bowl here. Alright, so look at these fresh ingredients beginning to pile up. Alright, so we've got our chicken thighs here that are fresh off the grill. So we have grilled chicken thighs. Nice dark meat will really add to these flavors. Notice how having a sharp knife just makes this so much easier for the dicing portion. Want to work with pieces that aren't going to be sliding all over the tostada once we start getting into it and eating it. Too big of pieces will overwhelm the size of the tostada. So keep it small. If it's going to be a little bit more than a nibble, you probably want to make it a little bit smaller, okay? So I've gone ahead and I've added in the diced up chicken thighs, the leftover of the chopped garlic that I did, as well as some leftover roasted hatch green chilies from a different day. It's important to use what you have in your fridge when you cook. Now we're going to add some guacamole salsa to this here, and what that's going to do is that's going to just give a little bit more of a garden fresh flavor to our already fresh ingredients. You're fine. So we're just going to incorporate this and let this slowly simmer. I did add just a little bit of water to keep the moisture level high. So I've got a treat here. We've got some Goya beans. Goya makes, I think, the best canned vegetables for ethnic Hispanic foods. You can never just shake them out. You always have to scoop them out. And there's no air, there's no added oil. And what they have is they have a product that you won't ever regret putting in your body or on your food. So there's some beans left in here, and we want to make them really creamy anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in, this is going to be about 1/3 of a can of whole milk, and that's going to allow us to kind of clean the residue out of here. See how that comes out real nice? Just a little bit of a tip and a trick to get more onto your tray. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stir this in, and you're going to see it just begin to absorb the excess, and everything's going to come out smooth and creamy here. Beans should be done in probably about 7 minutes. All they got to do is kind of reheat and reconstitute. All right, let's check on this in a little bit. So as you can see, we're going to go ahead and we're going to transfer these heated items into a serving bowl. Hey, dinner time is really close. I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. Very good. So, the beans are done. They're boiling, they're simmering, and as you can see, they're a little bit runny, but that's okay. We don't want to fill up on beans when we've got these other good ingredients going here. So the beans will thicken up a little bit as they cool. I just wanted to go ahead and start eating. So, this is the chicken with green chilies, diced chicken thighs, and the Goya adobo seasoning with green chili and a little bit of avocado salsa. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the lettuce on next. Then we're going to put the summer vegetables on here. These are the diced green peppers, onions, and roasted sweet peppers. Okay, we're going to finish with a generous amount of cheese, top with some tomatoes fresh off of our tomato plants. There we go. Let me go ahead and make that nice. Okay, a little bit of Christmas on top, a little bit of salsa. Pick whatever salsa you like and you enjoy. Now, this next is just for me. Not everybody in the house likes it, but I like some fresh squeezed sour cream. Now, I don't know about you, but I've waited all day for dinner. It's time to eat. I'm hungry. Until we eat again.